Good morning, everyone. It's Erica here with a Stamp It Saturday. This is my second one that I am doing, and today I thought it would be fun if you crafted along with me. So I did send out the measurements. This is the little pouch that we're going to be making. It's so sweet. The finished measurements are about 4.5 by 4 1/4 by 1 inch, and it's got these really sweet gusseted sides to it here. So you can craft along with me, or you can take down the measurements, and after the video is finished I will put in all of the scoring measurements in the description, or you can write them down as we go. And yeah, so let's get started. Good morning, Barbara. How are you? Nice of you to join again. I'm just going to pull me up. Oh, here I am. Oops. And I've got my, there we go. Speakers are off. Perfect. Good. All right. So I'm going to turn my camera down and we can get started. So let's do that. Here we go. It's a beautiful sunny day today, but it was quite windy. I think it's still windy here. Yeah, the trees, branches are moving moving. But it was really windy early this morning. I had to get out of bed and close my window. It was getting pretty cold in there. Okay. All right, so I think my desktop looks pretty good. So this one I did out of Highland Heather, and I used the paper from the beautiful Flowering Tulips, I think it's called. Yes, Flowering Fields 12 by 12. It was this gorgeous paper. Yeah, so you want, I think, a fairly small print. This one would have worked as well. These beautiful little smaller tulips. You want a smallish pattern. This time I'm using one of the reverse sides. So this has just some clouds in it. And then I love these little polka dots in here. And so one of the colors in this paper pack is petal pink. So I thought I'd do petal pink with a polka dot on the top here. Okay. Now you can decorate this however you want. You can do a little greeting on here. You could do you could stamp some tulips instead of using DSP, or you could do the background and then add some white cardstock with some stamped images on there. You could put some ribbon on here. You could use gems. I mean, it's just so many things that you can do with it. Now, this one does use magnets. I love the little magnets. You can buy them on Amazon. And I have two different sizes. Today I used my larger ones, but there are some smaller ones on Amazon. And then you use glue dots to attach them. Now they're very, very strong. And so to sort of make them a little less magnetic, I like to put these little circles. I learned this from Poodle's Papercraft. So you can just, I have an old 1/2 inch punch here that I have to create that. So that you cover them up and then they're not as strong, but it does hold it very secure and it's easy to open, because if you use them full strength, it's really hard to get them open. And I have ripped the paper before because the glue dot has come loose. So you might want to think about, if you don't have a little half circle punch, and you're going to do a lot of boxes like this, it's worth kind of finding a little 1/2 inch circle punch. Maybe this is a retired Stampin' Up one. But I've never let that go because you can use it for so many things. Okay, so who's here? Carol Ferguson, hi. Judy, hi. Good morning. Are any of you going to craft along with me? Because if you are, I'll go a little bit slower. Do you have your materials ready? Do you want a little time to get ready? While I wait for your responses, I'm just going to trim my paper. So this DSP, and again, when you're doing your orientation for your DSP, the long way or the wide way is the 2¼ inches. No, sorry, this is 4 inches wide. So make sure you orient your pattern the right way. Okay. So with polka dots, it doesn't matter for me. So I'm going to cut to 4 inches first, because at least I can use some of that paper for a card front. Yeah, it's 2¼ by 4. So 4 by 2¼ And you also want a corner. You don't have to have a corner router, of course. You can leave your corners square, but a corner rounder does finish it off nicely here. Okay. Yeah. Now, I do think also you can easily make this out of designer series paper. It won't be as sturdy a box, but you can. And the other thing you can do is you could wrap some DSP all the way around from the back down through the bottom and up, right? So you just need to measure out this width. This width is 1 inch, and then this width here, and then just wrap a piece of 4 by whatever it is around it. So I attended a Facebook, or it might have been a Zoom team craft night, and this was the one that we made. This is quite different. It's a little bit wider. So this is that wrapped idea. You take one piece of designer series paper and wrap it all the way around. So I wanted a pouch that was a little bit more narrow, and this is also a Poodle's design. I didn't design it myself. She made it years and years ago, and then she, updated it. She repeats her projects a lot just with new products, which is great. Yeah, so this is a little bit wider and taller, and this is not as wide. Oh, it's actually the same height. That's interesting. It's the same height. I didn't realize that, but it's narrower. Okay. Sue may have, I think she did do this design based on this box, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, so there's a couple of ideas, and then you can use some ribbon, you can use some rhinestones or some embellishments, and just do all kinds of boxes. Now, what would you fit in this little box? This one's wider, but I thought a few tea bags in here would be sweet. If you can find cookies, like I recently found some oatmeal cookies that were already shrink wrapped, 2 cookies in a little package, they would fit in here. You could, of course, fill it with chocolates. You can do all kinds of things. If you wanted to give away a gift, you could even give some of our embellishments. I think they would fit quite nicely in here. Let's just have a look. This one's a little bit wide, but we've got lots of other embellishment packs that are smaller. So you could even give this as a gift to a crafting friend. You could put maybe a spool of ribbon in there. It's a bit narrow maybe for the ribbon, but yeah, you can come up with ideas, I'm sure. Oh, for a gardener, some seed packets. Excellent idea. Carol, you're crafting. Hi, Julie. You're making a pouch today using hand-penned DSP. Yes, you're going to use it all up, aren't you? No crafting for Barbara. No crafting, just watching. Lori, you're ready to go. Okay, let's get going then, ladies. You seem to be ready to go. Okay, so now the scoring. What I'll do is I will give you the measurements first so that you can write them down, and then you'll have them right in front of you. Okay, and I even have a little picture here for cutting. So the measurements you want is this sheet of cardstock is 8 by 11. So it's a full sheet, and you just trim off 1/2 inch. So it's 8 by 11. Okay, and then we're going to score it on the long side first. Now you can use your scoreboard, or you can use your trimmer, whichever one you feel more comfortable with. Okay. And on the long side, you're going to score it at 1 inch, 5 1/4, 6 1/4, and 10 1/2. Okay. And then you're going to turn it on the short side, and you're going to score it at 1 inch, and then at 5 1/2 inches. And if you're going to do this design with the DSP on the flap, this measures 2 1/4 by 4. Okay, so I will score this with you together. When I make boxes, I really do like to use, or prefer to use, my scoreboard. Let me just push some stuff out of the way here. I was finishing up some projects yesterday. I've got my Poppy Parade ink ready to go. Okay, so here's my scoreboard. Now, I have a little... Am I missing a... No. Every time I knock my light, it sounds like a school bell. All right. So when I score... Okay, I need my cardstock sheet here. Okay, so when I score cardstock, a little tip I learned years ago was to take a piece of wax paper, and I like to rub it all over my cardstock. And what it does is it really helps your stylus to flow nicely, because I find the cardstock, the stylus gets caught up, and often I have jumped the track and kind of made the mess of it. But if you do... the wax paper, then the stylus will go nice and smoothly. Okay. All right. So on the long side, let me pull this down or move my camera back a bit. Just waiting for my feed to catch up so I can see that I'm in camera. Yes, I am. Okay, good. Maybe another light. All right, so we're going to start scoring at 1 inch on the left side. So 1 inch. Then you're going to go to 5 1/4. Then you're going to go to 6 1/4. And then you going to go to 10 1/2. Okay, so this little 1/2 inch piece here, this is your glue tab that you're going to put tear and tape on. Okay, all right, then you want to turn it, and you are going to score this at 1 inch now. So this is the bottom of your box, 1 inch, and then you're going to score it at 5 1/2. So this is the top of your box or pouch. So 5 1/2. Okay, now, so if you pick up your piece and look at it, I hope you can see this in the camera, but here's my 1 inch side here. So this is one of the side panels that becomes a gusset. Okay, and then this is the front or the back of the box, and then here is your other side of the box. So this needs another score line down here to create the gusset. Okay, so if you put it back with the 1 inch on the left, okay, you're going to score now. So take down 2 more scoring measurements. You're going to score at 1/2 inch. Now, you're going to score, okay, so make sure that the bottom of your box, which is the narrow 1 inch, this is the bottom of your box, okay? So make sure that's at the bottom. And then look at your scoreboard, and you're going to score down to about 5 1/2 inches here. 5 or 5, yeah, maybe 5 inches. Score down to 5 or 5 1/2 inches. Doesn't really matter. Maybe I'm going to go 5 1/2 inches. Okay, so you're going to score at 1/2 inch. So be careful. So just watch 1/2 inch to about 5 1/2 inches. Okay, and then you're going to put in another gusset on this 1 inch piece here. So you're going to score this at 5 3/4. Okay, 5 3/4, and again you're going to go down to about 5 1/2. Okay, so now you've got a score mark and a score mark for your side. Then you've got the front or the back of the box, and then you've got a score mark, and a score mark here for the other side of the box, and then you have this 1/2 inch glue tab. Okay. Oh, the wax. So you use the wax paper. Yeah, it's great, isn't it? All right, so that's all the scoring that we need. So let's put this away. Okay, so I always like to fold up all of my score lines and burnish them with my bone folder. So you want to do that next. And remember, you are folding on the mountain. Don't worry about the gusset pieces. They'll just fall into place when we put the box together. So don't fold those. Just leave those alone for now. And watch when you get to the middle. You don't want to score the gusset piece. You want to score those other two score lines. Or burnish, I should say. Okay, do I have them all now? All right, so let's work with the bottom of the box first. Okay, so, oh, I didn't do my, don't forget to fold over your glue tab. Okay, now I like to cut where I can see my bumps, my mountains, just my preferred way of cutting, because I like to get rid of these mountains, okay? So the first thing you want to do is, this is your glue tab, and you're going to be getting rid of this little corner down here. I'm going to show you ahead of time. You're going to get rid of this little corner down here. And then you're going to be getting rid of all of this, because this piece right here is going to be the flap that folds over to the front. So you're going to be getting rid of all of this. And leaving this flap, and you'll also be getting rid of this piece here. Okay, so we'll just go slowly, and I've got a little diagram here. I don't know if you can see this. So it's always handy to draw a diagram. Okay, so the side that has, actually I think I have this backwards. Hang on a second. So when I put my box together, this is going to be the back. Yeah, this is the flap. This is going to fold over to the front. Yeah, so I'm getting rid of, actually, this, my diagram is backwards, that's all. And we're going to get rid of this piece here. Okay, so we can do that now. So here's your glue tab. You're going to leave that side alone. Okay, so go to where the gusset is on this side. I hope I didn't confuse the heck out of you. So I'm just bringing out my larger scissors. So I'm getting rid of where the one side is, okay, and then you've got your gusset here, and I'm getting rid of all the way to here. Can you see that? I hope you can see that. Okay, I'll do it, and then you'll see. So I'm going to get rid of all of this. Right past the side of the box. Okay, and then I'm going to take this out right here. Okay, so here's your glue tab side. So you're taking all of this out. Okay, then you're going to get rid of this piece here. What I suggest that you do is, once you've cut this out, put it on your desktop and take a picture of it, and then you'll have it. If you want to make it again, you'll have a diagram. Okay, now this little piece has to come out as well at the bottom of the box. So I'm going to cut that out. Okay, and then the next thing to do is you're going to cut out. You see, this is your the side of your box and the side of your box. So you need to cut these up, and we're going to wedge them. So cut up and cut up. And then I like to fold this up out of the way, and then I'm just going to give it a little bit of a wedge. And then I'm going to stick this one up. and give this one a little bit of a wedge. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing for this one. You're going to cut up and you're going to wedge it. Okay. So I hope you can see that. So you could, this is the time where you could take a photograph. I have an extra phone here for me, so I might just do that again. I'll just take a photo as well. And then you have it. I have to switch my camera to full. Okay. I need to stand up to take my photo. Okay. So how's everybody doing? So the next thing, if you have a corner rounder, I don't know. I'm hoping this doesn't retire. But we had a great quarter rounder years ago, and they retired it. So I'm hoping they might retire this one. I don't know, but it's a great one because you also have this little oval for it's a ribbon threader. But you might want to think about getting this if you don't have a corner rounder. It's a great one. Now there is a corner rounder if you still have your envelope punch board. Okay, so there is your basics of your box. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to, again, if you look at your box and sort of mock it up by folding this over, you'll see that by folding this flap to the back, this is the front of your box. So the bottom is going to wrap to the back. And so you can put your tear and tape on this flap here. So we're going to put tear and tape on here and tear and tape on here. So you could mark that in your diagram too. Putting 2 strips on just because it's a wide bottom. Okay. So this is going to wrap around like this. Okay. So your tape has to be on, not inside, on the outside. Make sure you put it on the outside. And put it as close to the score line as you can. And I just like to burnish my tape to make sure it's well stuck down, because sometimes when you go to rip it off, it comes off. Okay. All right. Now, before we assemble it, we want to do the magnet thing. Now, if you have, you can use adhesive dots. Not adhesive dots. What am I saying? You could use, hang on, what are they? Velcro dots. I'll give you a little hint. In the fabric section or sewing section of Michaels, they have these really small Velcro, 2-sided Velcro dots. They're really tiny. They're about the same size as these magnets. And they work great too. Now, my magnets have rolled away and they're probably stuck on something now. So I had them like right here. I should have put them back in the container and I didn't. So, oh my goodness, where are they? Okay, now oh, here they are. Yeah, the Velcro dots are about the same size as this, and they've got stickiness on them, so they're great. Okay. All right, now you want to keep this scrap piece because you could either cut out a label from this, but I like to cut out, these are going to be for the magnets. So I'm just going to cut out 4 of these. Okay, and then you could use this for something else. Okay, now also I want to put on my designer series paper. So this is the front flap here. So you're going to put your DSP on here. So you want to round these bottom 2 corners of your DSP as well. So I don't have to worry about direction with the dots, but you might have to be wary of your paper. Okay, so I'm going to put this on. I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow because I can reposition it if I need to. Can you back in the camera? Not sure if that was, I'm looking and I can see my hands. I think we're okay now. You might have put that comment in before I move the camera, Barbara. I hope it's okay now. I can see my hands. Okay. All right, so now what we want to do, so this is going to go like this. Okay. And then we're going to squeeze in the sides because we've got those score lines there. And then this is going to fold over on the top. Okay, so what we want to do is put some magnets on this side here. And then they'll end up on the top as well. Okay, so what I do is I'm just using my grid sheet. If you have a grid sheet, it helps to position things. You don't have to be exact, of course. But you want to come down, I did about 4 squares here. I came down about 4 squares. So the first thing you want to do is grab your glue dots. And I'm going to switch out get my pokey tool. Okay, let's pull this up a little bit more so you can see. Got all these little flowers lying around from my project the other day. Okay. All right. So I'm going to come down 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 down. And I'm going to go 4 in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to put it about here. So this is where my glue dot's going to be. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, and 1, 2, 3, 4 down. Like I said, you don't have to be exact, but I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to put in another glue dot. And I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 in. So right about there. Okay. And then you're going to take your... Now you can use your tweezers if you want to put them on. Did I show you my new tweezers, ladies? Thank you, Carol Ferguson, for the suggestion. I got them on Amazon. They came like within 2 days. It's just amazing. Okay, these could even have been a little bit wider, I think, and they don't look like I don't think I measured that correctly. They're not exactly even. If you're persnickety, you might want to mark it. You could put some lines down and then erase them afterwards if you want to be, because I think I did them wider apart on this one. Yeah, a little bit wider apart. This one could have been over a bit more. But it's okay, it'll hold the lid down, so don't worry too much. Okay, so then the next step is to take a couple of glue dots and now stick them right on top of the magnet. Okay, and then you're going to put these on. Give them a good press. You could even take like an acrylic block and just press it down. Okay. All right. So now the next step is you are going to put your other magnets on. They will just stick to the magnet underneath. They'll just, even if your circles aren't centered, you can't force them. It's the magnet's going to go where the magnet's going to go. It's hard to get these exactly centered. Okay, so now what you want to do is we're going to assemble the box, and then we're going to squeeze it and figure out where to put the other magnets. Okay, so you want to take off your, let's put these away so I don't lose them. They come in this cute little case. But that wasn't supposed to come undone, I don't think. There we go. Okay, where are we? All right, so you're going to take this tear and tape off. So I drag under, I don't try and pick it off from the end, I just drag it under. Okay, and the beauty of boxes is that you fold it over like this. Okay, and then you can just fold this over. Okay. Okay, now this is the front of your box where your flap's going to go, so we can fold over our edges and then take off your tear and tape at the bottom. And I like to put my fingers on each side to make sure that I tape it down evenly. I've had it overhang the edges, so I just put my fingers on the edge just to make sure that it's on the edge. Okay, and then you can stick your bone folder in here. The round edge, and then just sort of rub it into place. Okay, yeah, these are totally not in the right place. But if I try and get that glue dot off, it's going to rip the paper. So it is what it is. They almost look like little eyes, don't they? Okay. The box folds beautifully. So you just want to squeeze in your sides gently. Squeeze them in. Okay. Now the next step is we're going to put glue dots now on top of these. Okay, and now you're going to close your box. And squeeze it and hold it so that you pick up those magnets. Okay, yeah, they're totally off-centered, Erica. Oh well, it's called on-camera crafting. Okay, and then you're going to put more glue dots. Which reminds me, I have to order some more. I'm running really low now. So I'm going to put another glue dot on here. And another glue dot on here. And I've got a hair in the way. Then I'm going to put my other little circles on top. Okay. I'll just stick a block on there to push them down. And then voila. See? They work beautifully. Okay, I could have even maybe put them down a little bit lower as well. Might be worth to take the time to position them a little bit better than I did. Okay, so there you go. So now we can just decorate it. Now, I've been using that In Color, not In Color, yeah, In Bloom stamp set. I've been just talking up the stamp. This is one of the best stamp sets, I think, because you've got the stamps, but you've got these incredible stitched dies, and they don't cut these out. There are no dies to cut these out, okay? So really, unless you like the idea of stamping images, you can just get the dies, and then you can cut them out, or die cut them out. And it's got lots of stitching on them, and there's tons of different variations of, I did 2 daisies. There's tons of variations of middles that you can do as well. But aren't they pretty? So there's even a cute little ribbon on here, and they've all got stitching. So look at all the flowers, and then you can build them up, you know. I know, Julie, you absolutely love flowers, so if you do a lot of boxes and bags and stuff, these would be great. Look at all the different leaves you've got and all these different centers that you can use. And a lot of the dies cut them multiples out at one time. And then look at these leaves. And then you have one greeting and you have a stem. It's just, I can't say enough about it. It's just an amazing set. So you might want to consider even just getting the dies, because there's so much you can do with those. Okay, that's enough of a sales pitch for today. But I don't want you to miss out on something that's fantastic. And I don't know if this may retire. So this is in the annual catalog. Okay, so what, excuse me. Let me take a sip of coffee here. So I might just cut out some flowers in the petal pink and different colors and do, so you could just do a whole bunch of flowers on the lid, on the flap. Wouldn't that be pretty? So pretty. Ooh, I don't like the pink, but I could even do a couple of daisies on there. That yellow looks great with the poppy. Excuse me. I'm picking up my asthma medication today, and I could get a couple of more leaves. So look at that. Wouldn't that be pretty? I might do 3 daisies on there and fill it with leaves. So pretty. Okay, now on this other bag, I use this punch. This is a great little punch. It's called the double oval punch. So you can do a greeting and then a background. So I might do another thanks on here. You don't have to do greetings. Another suggestion is you could, yeah, that's another idea too. You could tie ribbon around this flap, just, you know, wrap it around the back, not over the magnets, of course, but just tuck it in the back. You could put a tiny little glue dot underneath the ribbon here and tie ribbon around and tie a bow to the front. There's another idea. Oh my gosh, I might have to make a whole bunch more of these. Okay, but I'm going to do maybe another thank you, because it's fun to just give little thanks out. So I've got this thanks. Actually, this thank you, I love it, is from the Hand Penned Petals stamp set. There's a thanks, and there's a really cute Feel Better Friend. That's really sweet too. Okay, so I'm going to do this in Poppy Parade on a piece of paper here. And I'm going to use maybe the same punch, because I really like it. And I'm going to punch out this piece here. And then I'm going to stamp. Oh, the dies are on your wish list? Yeah, they're amazing. And it's so fun, just, you know, spend an hour just cutting out a bunch of flowers and then putting them in a little bag and stick them right in the stamp set. Boy, I like that seed package idea. I might just have to go down to the garden center and get some seed packets. That's a great idea. I'm going to admit to you, I'm not a big seed planter. I don't have the patience to wait for them. Okay, so I might put this on a dimensional this time. Okay. And I'm going to add a few little... Oh, don't you just love this crafting stuff? I mean, it's just endless what you can do. So I know what I want. I love these little sequins. These again, I think these are going to retire. So I'm going to get a whole bunch more packets. I love these. These are my favorite sequins. You're probably sick of me saying that. But they are. They're my favorite. I can't help it. I talk about them all the time because they have no holes in them. And they're iridescent. And they're just, ooh, they're just yummy. Oh yeah, I'm looking for the other end of this thing. Okay, let's just put a couple of these on here. Oh, I haven't even glued that on yet. So if you are making this, either, you know, today or if you make it during the week, I'd love to see your creations. So please post it in a comment. Okay, let's just use a little bit of... And I'll post another picture of this because I'm going to do some flowers on here. That looks nice and straight. Hi, Carolyn. Oh, you're sneaking in at the end. Well, you will want to watch the replay because look what we made. So here's just two ideas. I might add some ribbon on this one to show you the ribbon idea, and I'll repost some pictures. And you can share other ideas that you have. Yeah, just keep in mind, this is kind of a wider gap here. So when you do your magnets, you want to put them up a little bit low. You want to put them a bit lower. You might want to kind of mark it with pencil when you're putting your magnets on there. Because this has got a bit of a, you know, look, it's quite wide. Can you see that in the camera? Let's see if it shows you. There you go. Compared to this one. This one, I think I had them a little bit lower. Yeah, see the difference? So you want to put them a little bit lower, but make sure they don't hang below the flap. Okay, so you have to watch for that. And yeah, I'm going to make some more of these. I think they're so cute. Might get some more of those Dad's cookies because they're shrink wrapped. And add them with a tea bag. Cookies and tea bags. Cute. Okay, ladies, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, they'd be great for Easter too. Oh my gosh, imagine that beautiful Easter bunny face right on the flap. That would be sweet too. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Have a super weekend. Enjoy the sun. And I'll be back on Monday for Moho Monday. Bye for now. Oh, I keep forgetting. I got to practice this, lady, so bear with me. I really should flip my camera to say goodbye. I'm trying to get into a habit of at least saying goodbye with my face. There we go. There you go. Okay. Thanks for joining. I love that you join in my videos. I get really excited about coming online. And we'll see you on Monday. Bye.